Abyss floor number 9. My recorder crashed and I lost the first run of this, so I got to do it twice. So on this floor you're fighting Elson. The trick to Elson is you've got to kill the mushrooms 5 times with a single target attack, and it can't be the result of a dual attack. You also have to use 3 3-star heroes. So for my first hero I'm going to use Ras, stick him on an Aureus and give him enough hit points that he can help soak up some of that AoE damage. Now I'm going to use Montmorency as my healer. She's a solid 2-star or 3-star unit, and she spams cleanses, which is important because when those mushrooms explode they stack bleeds on you. Commander Lorena is a great single target attack unit. I broke her rage set up. She's not on a rage set. You'll notice only 3 rage pieces here. So that's completely optional. Give her damage and a decent single target damage artifact and she should be able to one-shot those mushrooms. Now supplemental healing is important. A ranger is great for this on Bloodstone. I used Yuna because she's a very available unit, but Landy would probably be better. Single target unit, Landy spams a lot more damage and therefore will give you a lot more heals. So on this fight, the biggest trick is to make sure those mushrooms don't explode because they start stacking a great deal of damage. So I went ahead and used Yuna's skill to give everyone attack buffs. When Elson takes a turn, he will give buffs to the mushrooms. That can make it a little bit difficult. There's a lot of RNG in this floor in that if Elson or the mushrooms proc the evasion skill or the anti-crit skill, it makes them a little bit difficult to kill off. I'm saving my burns for Commander Lorena so she can get extra kills in. I think burns on her are more important than burns on Ras. You could try it either way and see how it works out. Now, even though I haven't really taken any damage and don't have any debuffs to heal, I'm still going to spam the S3 just because of the chance of that continuous healing buff, which is a nice one to have. I'll go ahead and use Ras's S3, less for the defense buff at this point and more to build souls. Now that kill right there counts as one of my single target kills towards the trial. Any dual attack kills or AoE kills will not count towards the trial bonus. If you're Yuna or if you choose to use Landy or Bomb Model Kana even, if your ranger is too strong and you do too much AoE damage, you can actually struggle a little bit getting those single target kills in for the achievement because your AoE skill kills the mushrooms off too fast. But I found it wasn't that difficult to be able to get five of those mushrooms killed with single target attacks. Now you notice Elson's ultimate is ready. When his ultimate goes off, he resummons the mushrooms. Something else to note is that when Elson hits 70% health and again at 40% health, he immediately summons all the mushrooms back, and any mushrooms that are currently on the board he commands to instantly detonate. So you want to make sure that you take Elson below that 70% mark and below that 40% mark when there are no mushrooms currently on the board. Because if there's 3 mushrooms and he commands all 3 of them to detonate, it'll be difficult to live through that. So you do want to pace dropping Elson's health down to the point where there are no mushrooms left. So you can see right now on the bar, Elson is hovering at about 80% once that barrier is gone. So I should be able to take him down below 70% on this next run here. One thing I do like about Yuna is this S3 skill. It gives an extra turn right into her S1 skill, and that's a pretty significant amount of healing off of Bloodstone when you're hurt. Okay, the last mushroom is down. I want to try to get Elson below that 70% mark. Something else to notice is if you do hits on Elson that don't crit, Elson self-pushes. So you want to be careful about maintaining your timing in this fight. If you do non-crit skills into Elson and it pushes him, you can wind up pushing him below that 70% threshold when you're not ready. That's why I was using the S2 and S3 on Momo here, even though nobody's hurt, is because I know she will not crit and I don't want to push Elson. That got me below the 70% threshold. You see the little gold star buff on him that makes him immune to all damage and orders the mushrooms to explode. There were no mushrooms to explode, so I pushed the round pretty easily. You will also note that even though we crossed that 70% threshold, Elson's ultimate is still in place. So when he takes a turn, he's going to summon the mushrooms. So any mushrooms we kill here will still come right back again. So I'm not going to bother to kill any mushrooms quite yet, because Elson would just bring them back as soon as he does his ultimate. So I'm taking this opportunity to drop some extra damage into Elson. And there's his ultimate. No mushrooms, no room for new mushrooms, so none were summoned. I have wasted a little bit of time, and those mushrooms are getting close to exploding, so I need to burst them down relatively quickly now. The biggest RNG on this fight, again, is the mushrooms getting the wrong debuffs. You'll notice that bottom mushroom has a evasion buff, making it hard to kill him, especially with single target shots. I'm going to go ahead and burn Commander Lorena so I get the extra turn, because it's important that I drop these mushrooms quickly. And you really should get a 100% crit chance on Commander Lorena. Not having that is hurting my progress here quite a bit.
I'll protect you.
As a result, I am probably only going to drop one of these mushrooms and have to take another one to the face when it explodes. Okay, we got lucky. The bottom mushroom lost his evasion buff, so I might be able to kill it now.
My spear will protect everyone.
Okay, so Elson dual attacks and pushes the mushroom up.
Let's do this.
I am going to wind up taking 2 mushrooms, which is going to stack multiple burns on me. I'll put this defense buff up, even though it'll get stripped right away. I'm hopeful that it maybe helps heal a little bit. I'm going to hold off on using her S2 because when the mushrooms explode, they strip. This is a reason you want Momo on your team. Her S2 will cleanse debuffs, and those stacked burns, especially with 3-star units, will really start to whittle your damage down. I'm going to save my S3 and my burns because there's no reason to rush Elson at this point. I won't get him below 40% before he takes a turn, and I want to save those burns to be able to help drop those mushrooms. I take it back. That dual attack pushed him to 40%, so the mushrooms come back. I'm going to go ahead and use this S3 on Lorena because that burn has got her health pretty low. I need to not kill mushrooms quite yet because Elson's ultimate is up, and any mushrooms I kill, he will resummon when he does his ultimate. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Elson just to drop his health down a little bit. There's the skill that would normally summon mushrooms, and now I'm safe to kill the mushrooms off. I want to, if the mushrooms come back at different levels of skill, you want to look at that little bar right below their health to see how close the mushrooms are to exploding. When the mushrooms get the little white R beside their skill bar, they're going to explode. And sometimes Elson summons mushrooms that are all the way back and not ready to explode, and sometimes he summons ones that are going to explode the very next round. So target the mushrooms who are going to explode first. In this case, they're all 1 away from their ultimate, so there's really no turn order to killing them here. I'll go ahead and try to drop them with my soul burns. I got 1, and they both have evasion, so it's going to be luck. And I got lucky and actually hit through evasion, but it didn't kill. And I stripped, but I stripped the wrong buff. I left evasion up. Hopefully I'll be able to get through these without both of them exploding. With my health the way it is, I'm not sure I could survive a double explosion. You'll notice we've got the weakness ability on Elson. Like I said, it's not hard to get those 5 mushroom kills with single target attacks using a unit like Commander Lorena. You could also use Spectre Tenebria in place of Commander Lorena. You've just got to be a little bit more careful about using her S3. Her S3 can be nice to control and stun mushrooms that are getting ready to explode, but her double attacks won't count as single target attack kills on the mushrooms. I'm going to try to kill this mushroom up top. Oh dear lord. Okay, well I'm definitely taking a mushroom explosion to the face here once Elson goes. This mushroom will explode, strip all of my buffs, and burn everybody. I would like to S2 here, but I think I need to S1 for the heal with everybody's health being so low.
Alright, let's do this.
I could S3 here to heal Ras up a little bit and get defense buff. The defense buff won't help versus the burns, but Momo's going to take her turn and cleanse the burns off, and I'm back in action again. So it's just a race to burst down Elson now. I got the hit on him, and this hit should kill. And that's all there is to this floor. I hope it helps you complete this Abyss floor. A lot of RNG to this one, but all in all, not that hard. Just takes a little patience. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe.